It's Super Grom, 16 years old, and there's mom and there's brother Oliver. Full support right there. She is stoked. Look at the brother Oliver. I told you to come over here, but you went over there. Next time, listen to me. Arr. That's the kind of support you want when you're competing in these kind of situations. But what is a big brother supposed to do?
Yeah, that's what Big Brothers are for, after all. And, isn't she really developing into a real star of the future for women's bodybuilding? You know what she reminds me of is a very young Kira Llewellyn.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
You're right. She has that grommetness about her, but then slowly maturing into a fierce competitor and being around all these, hardcore Canary Island bodyboarders coming out in going out into big reef situations, and she's right there with them. It's going to be pretty exciting to see what she puts on the table in the next few years here.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Manny Vargas, you can take a well-earned break, my friend, and go and get yourself some codfish. That's it's always on the menu in Portugal. It's like what's for lunch today? Codfish. Yeah, I love it. I don't mind it. It's pretty good, that stuff. We don't have a lot of codfish back home. Not that I know about. Not that I'm any kind of fishing expert. But anyway, we're into heat number 4, round number 3 of the women. And some really good talent in the water here. We're starting to get into some of the top seeds for the women's division at the moment. Yeah, so Correa Reyes from Venezuela. Correa is, in fact, applying to become an Australian citizen, I believe. And she's in the red singlet, taking on Claire McGowan from England in the white. Cristina Lorenzo is from the Canary Islands in yellow. And Teresa Almeida from Portugal is in the blue. We can see from the previous heat there, that is Mayra Viana from Brazil, just making way back in. Yeah, so the girls are having a little blast as we welcome to the guest microphone Andrew Lester. How are you, mate?
Tez, good mate. Good to be here.
Always good to be in Sintra in a European summer. You know, it's a little cooler today. We've had a bit of a cool change overnight. But it's a very nice change from that sweltering heat that we had yesterday. It was just absolutely scorching.
Beautiful.
So, welcome along, folks. And if you've just joined the webcast, we're into the final heat of the girls' round 3, and we're going to go back into round 2 of the men's. And Andrew, there are some crazy heats coming up in this round 2 for the guys.
It's unbelievable the caliber of riders who are going to be in this next round. It's it's quite surprising that like guys like Dave Winchester, Mike Stewart, Alex Urunga, guys like this, all in the same heat.
Yeah, that's a gnarly one.
Yeah,
and the heat 4 is pretty bad too. Who's in that
4.
one?
Oh, Sam Bennett, Manuel, local guy. Yeah. Is that Joel? I don't know him, but Hugo, another local guy.
Yeah. So 3 Portuguese guys up against Sam Bennett. All I can say is thank God for 4 men priority.
I know. Oh, exactly. I know. But it's going to be really exciting. I'm pretty stoked to be in here to be able to commentate these.
Yeah,
and,
really
It's going
stoked.
to be good.
Kind of tricky conditions, I guess. The tide's come in a little now, and on the upshot, I guess what it is, it's allowing for some combos all the way through to shore. I've seen some pretty fun waves. I mean, it's random, but some of the faces are still pretty clean, and it's got a bit of power in it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of power. It's actually quite deceiving how much power it is. You look at it from the beach and it looks pretty sloppy and everything, but when you're out there, it does give you a pretty good push. The conditions change here really quickly too. That's another thing that we've been watching. I've been sitting there with Mark McCarthy and Mike Stewart, and they've been trying to work out their tactics for their upcoming heats, and it's within the space of 10 minutes they've done a complete 180 on their tactics because the conditions just change so quickly.
Yeah, they do. I mean, pretty extreme tides here in Europe, know. So
it's crazy. So that's going to be another factor that's going to could really play into the locals' hands is the changing conditions. It's really going to be a huge factor.
Well, right now we're into the last heat of the girls. Here's Claire McGowan, who's always been a really good competitor from England, of course, and she's always finishing up in the top, quarters, semis, or finals in nearly every event she goes in. She's a bit of a charger as well. I've seen Claire at Pipe. She's not scared.
No, that's right. Yeah, you bump into Claire at all the events, and she's got a huge smile on her face, and she's a great competitor, and it's the quality actually of the women's. It's been I wouldn't like to say surprising, but it's been really good to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
The girls have been absolutely ripping, and these are still the early rounds. So once we get into the top seeds, it's going to be really good to watch the girls charge it.
Okay, well, while there's a bit of a break in the action, we're going to throw down to Natasha Segadia. She's down there with the winner of the previous heat. Natasha, take it away. Well, they're just sticking with that one there. Natasha Segadia, I think, with the previous winner of the heat. with a little bit interview down there on the beach. Take it away, Natasha.
And let me tell you, before we were talking about Japanese girls and how many they are and how good they serve, and now we have to say that Brazilians, obviously, they are always killing it since the beginning of the sport until now. And here I am with Maíra Viana, that is one of the new generations coming from Brazil, taking over the big names. And we have to admit that she comes from the same state as Neymara Carvalho, obviously the 5 times world champion, incredible girl to see at the beach and grew up like trying to be like her. It happened to me, I guess to Maíra Viana happened the same. How do you feel in the water? The conditions were?
O mar tá bem difícil, as ondas estão fechando, mas tem que ter a paciência, a calma, para achar duas ondas boas e fazer o somatório para passar.
Maíra is saying that basically the waves are very difficult, but she did what she had to do to find 2 waves, make the points and make the hit to keep going. She have the same trainer as Neymara. It's a very classic and characteristic guy that is incredible. That is Gordinho. I think she have something to say to Gordinho.
Estou fazendo o treinamento que a gente fez essa semana toda aí antes de vir. O foco continua, passei uma bateria e manter aí o foco na competição e mandar as vibrações aí positivas da galera lá do Espírito Santo. Estou aqui representando a galera.
And she has something special to say to her mama, because it's her.
É aniversário da minha mãe. Sempre eu estou viajando, assim, sempre competição. E desejar feliz aniversário e mais tarde eu estou ligando lá para casa, se Deus quiser, com mais um resultado bom, né? Passar mais uma bateria, mais um round.
So she says that she wants to congratulate her mama in her birthday, and also to say to Gordinho that she keeps the focus, she's doing what she has to do, and she's gonna keep ripping and being, in the line. So we wish you the best of lucks, and we hope you keep making all the hits and finding the waves in the messy conditions, if we still have in the messy conditions. And we send a big kiss to Terry, and we get back to you.
Tchau.
Well, thank you very much. That was Natasha Sagatti with Maíra Viana from Brazil, of course. She moved through along with Alexandra Reiner from Germany. And I was just saying to Andrew Lester off mic that how much Alexandra Reiner reminds me of a young Kira Llewellyn.
Yeah.
Really talented individual. And, of course, Maíra surfed unreal as well. And we're going to see all the girls in Brazil and Venezuela in the next couple of events. It's a busy second semester for the ladies. But right now we are into the final heat of the girls' round 3 heats. I'm here with Andrew Lester, and as we said, Andrew, some incredible heats coming up in round number 2 for the guys. I didn't expect to see the caliber of Mike Stewart or Winnie or they're just so stacked with talent.
Yeah, I know it's going to be really exciting. So obviously don't go anywhere. But yeah, I'm stoked I made it through to skip the round, because there's heats here that you do not want to be going up against. You usually see these guys in the quarters, let alone the round 2.
Yeah, that's right, absolutely. Well, while we were doing that little interview, we had a couple of waves that went unwatched, and here's a nice little wave for the girl in the black singlet. This is Teresa Almeida.
Wow. Oh, that was a nice roll.
That was a good punchy roll.
Yeah.
And very good stuff there.
So that's, I'm guessing that we didn't get to see it, but I'm assuming that would have been the 5.75. So that was good.
Yeah,
that
was good. Actually, it was Marta Fernandez in the black singlet. So Marta just getting a nice little wave there. Claire McGowan currently sitting in second. That was a 5.75 for Marta Fernandez. Claire McGowan sitting in second spot. Cristiana Lorenzo sitting in third in yellow, and Karina Reyes yet to get on the scoreboard in red. You can see
on the screen
there's Karina Reyes just sitting and waiting for a little something to come through. Here comes the Venezuelan.
Oh, there she goes.
Andrew, this girl is actually making a move
wave
to
choice.
try and become an Australian citizen.
Really?
Yeah. She wants to set herself up in Australia.
Good on her.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, she's got great waves down there, but she's coming from, did you say from the Canary Islands?
From Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Oh,
Yes.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about these guys except for Claire, so it's it's kind of cool being able to see them surf and and get to meet them, and they're all cool chicks, eh?
They are, and they're so dedicated.
Yeah, they really are.
I mean, just in general, I was saying this yesterday, Manny Vargas, but in general, women are they're so into it, they're really dedicated.
Yep.
See them, they do a lot of cross training, and
Yeah, I've noticed that.
You know, and some coaching and stuff, and they're right into it. And I think, you know, this next generation of girls that are coming through are going to really push the sport up to a new level. There was a bit of a gap, I guess, in the women's ranks there for a while. But this next generation of girls coming through are going to just push it through the roof.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just, you know, historically it's been the Brazilians that have really dominated.
Yep.
But now, you know, with the Nardi winning,
Yep.
European, and you know, there's a really strong group of women from a whole different group of countries that are really, you know, pushing the level of performance up, and it's good. And like you said, they're really dedicated. So
absolutely. Well, here's a classic name in bodyboarding. Christina Lorenzo, just getting a nice little wave all the way through. She's from the Canary Islands. Next heat in the water will be João Pinheiro, Goncalo Ferreira, Helen Loureiro, and Rui Pereira. So that is the first of our round 2 heats in the men's Grand Slam series. Around about 14 minutes away from getting into that point. I saw Manny Vargas that asked people, they had a this sort of muscly guy was on screen a moment ago, and they said, ladies, do you want to see those good-looking Portuguese men? We had a few comments in there, but I think Lionel Salazar summed it all up pretty well when he said, we just want to see waves.
yeah, exactly. Send us
I'm
the
with
waves.
you, Lionel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you too, Lionel. Let's see the waves, and we can see the girls ripping them. So it's good. And this heat, you know, it's still up for grabs, really. Like Marta's, you know, got that one huge score with a 5.75, but looking through some of the other scores, like Claire's she only needs a 2.26 to take first. So this heat's still wide open.
Yeah, that's right. Yellow chasing a 2.44, and Karina Reyes looking for a 4.58. So
it's really achievable.
Yeah, nothing in it at all, mate.
Yeah.
Hey, tonight over at the Mar Bar, we've got the fundraiser for the Salvemos Porto campaign.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're going to show the IBA documentary from Porto last year.
Beautiful.
So all money raised goes to a very good cause. And, you know, if you are watching the webcast and you live locally in here in Portugal, come along because we're going to have some of the stars of bodyboarding. It'll be a pretty cool night.
Yeah, absolutely. No, looking forward to that. And you can see we've got plenty of people down on the beach, so hopefully they'll be listening, and we'll head down. But it is, like you said, it's a really good cause. You know, they got hammered by that hurricane. As we've got Marta taking off on a wave, looking for a bit of a section. Looking for it. It's a pretty cool little spin.
Yeah, well, that's going to be her best wave to date so far for Karina Reyes. In fact, that's a second wave, and her first one was only 1.18. So there's Helen Loureiro. This guy's really talented, man, from Brazil. I saw him at Itacoatiara and just on the webcast, and he was in really good form.
Yeah, this is going to be it's going to be it's going to be a really couple of good heats coming up. I'm looking forward to these.
So heat number 2, Mike Stewart, Alex Arunga, Dave Winchester, Alberto Colucci. You wouldn't mind to be in that one.
Isn't that
It's a shame that 2 of those guys are going to bow out on day 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Heat number 3, Roberto Bruno, Bennett Alistair, Chase O'Leary, Mark McCarthy. God, that's hard as well.
Oh.
And check this one, Sam Bennett against the Portuguese trio of Manuel Centeno, Jean Nevea, and Hugo Pinheiro.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And there's, speaking of Pinheiro.
Yeah, that's Joel.
Yeah,
Joel?
There's João Pinheiro there,
Joel.
red screen. And Joel, the beach marshal.
Yeah.
Doing
Getting
a
ready.
great job.
So then 11 minutes to go. They're getting down to the beach early. It's really hot out there too. It's kind of the temperature here in Sintra or in Portugal. The air temperature is really warm. You know, it's like 28 to 30 degrees. But the water temperature is only 17 or 18 degrees. So it's really important to keep hydrated because as soon as you hit the cold water, it's such a difference in temperature. Your body just seizes up and it's really easy to get cramps. So as you can see there, he was taking some water in just to keep hydrated because it's really an issue here. It's if you've got to surf twice like these guys have, it can really play on your body.
Crazy, yeah. It's like fire and ice.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It really is. And you're absolutely boiling. And you're at the car putting on your steamer. You know what I mean?
Like we rarely get days like that in summer. I remember days when it's been 35 and the water's been really cold at home, but it's rare. But that's a pretty standard scenario around here. And it's not really the geography of the area. It's more the currents that go along this part of the coastline.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, the currents bring the swell too. So, it's kind of a double-edged sword. But, you really need to keep hydrated over here. So that's something that us foreigners have to be aware of.
There you go. Some nice little tips there from Andrew Lester. Mate, the ISA World Bodyboarding Games coming up in Isla de Margarita a little later on this year. I was talking to Surfing Australia the other day. They said, We really want to try and field the best team possible.
Oh, yeah?
It comes off the back of the Puerto Rico contest.
Okay.
And, we're going to be talking to, a series of people, including yourself.
Beautiful.
Yeah, about representing Team Australia. They're really serious about winning gold at this one.
Yep.
And in fact, they're looking to fund us a little bit with a manager and a coach.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be good.
helping you guys out a little bit financially to get over there. So we're looking forward to the ISA World Games.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. ISA Games, they're unreal. They're really
Yeah.
good. Like being an individual sport, bodyboarding, you're not a part of a team or anything. So to come together in the ISA Games, I've been fortunate enough to do it twice, and it's really good. Just you surf against the other countries, and you see guys who, a few years ago, I surfed against a Maori when he was a 17-year-old.
Sure.
And we're like, who's this little French guy? And then, and then turns out to be a Maori, and he's world champion.
Yeah.
Just absolutely blowing doors. So. Yeah, it's a really good thing, and I love being a part of the team aspect of it.
Well, I'm hoping that some of the crew, I guess, are going to come over for Puerto Rico, and then just hang around. It's only less than a week straight off the back of it.
And is it in Puerto Rico?
It's in Venezuela, so I mean you're in that part of the world,
Yeah,
So
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be too far away. But anyway, we're right here now. We're into the last heat of the girls, and we've got some pretty good action going down. Once again, it's Marta Fernandez is currently leading this heat. Got a couple of good scores in there now, Andrew. What's she hanging on to on her top two waves?
So she's locked in a 5.75 and a 3.18. So she's winning by 3.17, but it's still open for Claire. She only needs a 4.56. So she's got a 4.38, as you can see on your screen. She's got a 4.38 and a 1.38. So so it's not out of her grasp for Claire. Actually, Christina Lorenzo, she only needs a 2.44.
Wow.
So she's going pretty good, actually. She's going all right. And then Corinne Hayes, I think she's only caught one wave. So, again, it's still she only needs a 4.58 as well. So, it's anyone's game.
Yeah, well, 8 minutes left on the clock. This girl
Plenty of
sitting
time.
currently in second position, yellow, and we saw her rip off a couple of good rolls on an earlier wave, and just really tricky kind of wonky conditions
Yeah.
out there at the moment. It's just weird the way the high tide kind of puts a little wash through it. So some ridges and bumps in the wave and some little ribs and, to try and deal with. But the girls are putting on a pretty good show.
Yeah, it is. It's really difficult conditions. Like I said, I was talking earlier with Mike and Mark, and they're two of the best guys in the world, and their strategy's just completely changed. So it's really difficult. But the girls are working hard, and they're doing pretty good. So it's a little over 7 minutes to go. It's still anyone's game, which is good.
All right, well, coming up next, we're going straight back into the men's. We'll have the four-man priority. There's Claire McGowan. Claire,
Here she
well,
goes.
Claire's got a 1.38 and a 4.38. So
Cutty and a
she's
spin.
looking to try and get rid of that 1.38, which
Yeah, I
I
think she
she's
would've
probably
done
done that
Yeah.
enough to do that on that wave.
Yeah, I think so.
Marta Fernandez currently in the lead, and we're coming down towards the last 5 minutes, but you can see still some pretty sizey sets out the back there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a bit of punch in it as well, and I think it's actually forecast to get even a little bigger overnight and peak tomorrow,
Oh, okay.
which is pretty good news for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And that'd be good. And I heard the winds are supposed to be a little bit more offshore.
Yep.
Because we've had that. I'm not good with the directions, but I think it was the north wind. So it's kind of blowing into the left, which is all right, but
Yep.
preferably be offshore.
Well, there's a couple of the world's best women riders. Of course, Samil, one of our supporting sponsors here at the SINTRA Portugal Pro.
Yeah.
Been there forever, and their little green and yellow logos are just, they're just burned in your memory whenever you come here to Sintra.
Yeah,
They're everywhere.
It's beautiful.
So thank you very much to those guys. Thanks again to the Sintra Council. Of course, they really had to dig deep on a pretty tough year for Europe financially.
Absolutely, yeah.
The whole world, with the global financial crisis is struggling a little bit, none more than Spain and Portugal, which have really been kicked in the guts financially. So, they've had to really pull together all the resources to make the contest possible this year, and really appreciate it. It's such a great event. If you're a bodyboarder and you're into contests, you've got to at least come to Sintra once in your lifetime just to experience that festival-type atmosphere.
Absolutely. It is. They put on the best contests. It's the waves aren't the best, but looking past that, the actual infrastructure and the people that get behind it, it's the best contest we have on the tour. And I haven't been here for a few years, and I was really excited to be coming back here.
Yeah.
Because you feel you it's kind of weird. You feel special coming here, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, they make you feel like a real professional.
Yeah, they do.
You get treated like a professional.
That's
and
right.
so you should, you know. But I guess, you know, the just the structure and the way that they've got all the markets set up out the back, and
Yeah.
they've got little bars on the beach, and we've always got big crowds on the beach as well. I mean, yeah, like you said, it's not about wave quality here because it's like an onion. There's so many layers to the Sintra competition. It's awesome. It's just a great experience.
Yeah, exactly. And I think with the waves, like, to have a true world champion, the guy who's the best in the world should be able to be the best in all conditions.
Yeah.
Whether it be, you know, you don't want to see, you know, a world champion decided in 2-foot beaches over 8 events, but alternatively, you don't want to see a world champion decided in, you know, in just 10-foot huge waves, because you want to be able to see variety in, you know, I don't like always referring to surfers, but Kelly Slater, he's the best in all conditions.
Yeah.
And, you know, and Pierre Louis, he's great in all conditions, and he's world champion. And, you know, Dave Winchester, who at the moment I don't want to jinx him, but he's looking to win the world title this year, and,
Yeah.
you know, he's amazing in all conditions. So
Yeah.
I definitely think that, you know, you hear a lot of people saying, Sintra shouldn't be on there. I definitely think there's a spot for
Yeah.
Sintra to be on the world tour.
Um,
Whether we can back it up with another event,
Yeah.
you know, around here, because I know there are world-class waves not far from here.
Sure.
Possibly that could be an option, but I definitely think Sintra
Yeah.
deserves to be on the world tour.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything you've said, Andrew. And, you know, I'm a big believer that, you know, kids all around the world, you know, whether it be Brazil or Australia or wherever, you know, in America, they surf this type of wave every afternoon after school, you know,
Yeah.
windy little beach break, 2-3 feet. And when you, they can really relate to
Yeah.
seeing people surf these kinds of waves. If we just had a tour that just went to somewhere like Chopu, you know, or El Gringo all the time,
Yeah.
whilst it's very spectacular, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that,
Yeah.
it does become a little out of the grasp of your average kind of guy.
Yep.
It's hard to
Couldn't agree.
relate to. Whereas this stuff here, they see you guys ripping these beaches, and they think, "Oh my God, that's possible in waves that I ride,"
Yeah.
and that's inspiring to young guys.
Yeah, exactly. I remember Mike Stewart came to Cronulla for they were doing a bodyboarding clinic, and I remember seeing Mike Stewart coming to, like, you know, the beach that I surfed every day, and just absolutely tearing the bag. And it was something where you look at it and you go, wow, so you can do that in these kind of waves. And I think that's the same here with Sintra, like you were saying. It's you can relate to it, and you can see how the riders, you know, gain speed in different sections, and you know, the way they attack the waves. Because, like, you're right, it's hard to get psyched to surf these kind of waves and watch a video or a thingy, and, you know, you're watching 10-foot pipe or something. And like I said, like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I'd like to surf 10-foot pipe every day of the
Yeah.
year, but
Yeah.
but I definitely think this is, like you said, it's a
There's
wave.
a place for it.
It's a place for it, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, like you said, it's a place where kids can kind of draw some inspiration from it.
Yeah. Very good stuff. Okay, well, we are down to the final couple of minutes here in the final heat of round number 3 for the girls. It's heat 12 of the WWT Grand Slam event here in Sintra. Marta Fernandez in the lead, Claire McGowan sitting in second, Christina Lorenzo sitting in third. What does she need, Andrew, for yellow?
Yellow only needs a 3.81, so it's really achievable.
And Karina Reyes?
Karina, she needs a 5.95. So if Karina's going to win, she's going to need to get the best wave of the heat. So you know, it's still possible with only under 2 minutes to go. She really needs to to get a move on. But Claire's needs a 4.56 to go to first, but she's not definitely in second. Christina is really still in a position to advance through into second position. So this heat's still anyone's.
Yeah, it's still wide open as we
Yeah.
come down towards the 1.5 minute mark remaining, folks. Coming up next, we're going to go into the do or die round. It's the Repechage round number 2 on the what we refer to as the showdown format on the men's world tour. That is the current heat leader right there. And
Marta's
yeah, that's why that's why she showed a bit of form. Marta Fernandez.
going for it.
I was talking to her this morning. She's a lovely young girl. In fact, all the
that's a good
girls that
wave.
follow the world tour, they're just, such natural beauties too,
Yeah.
and real grounded, down-to-earth girls.
Yep.
There's a real camaraderie amongst the girls. They always, bunk down together and travel around and do all their little free surfing
Yeah.
and share the cars and stuff.
And you see it when, like, a couple of the girls, I was just out there waiting to come in here, and a couple of the girls didn't make it through, and you could see them, they were generally, consoling them, and it wasn't like I'm spewing your mate, you didn't make it, but it kind of works for me. They were generally, felt for that person that didn't make it, and it's, like you said, it's a real camaraderie there, and although they're competitors, they're all good friends, so which is good.
All right, so just waiting for that last score to come through for Marta Fernandez, but she does appear that she's going to take this heat as we come down towards the countdown. Claire McGowan in second. Christina Lorenzo in third. Looks like she'll be eliminated along with Karina Reyes from Venezuela. So well done to Marta Fernandez. Claire McGowan lives another day. And we'll just wait and see that official result. But we're moving into heat number 1, round number 2 of the men's. Jean Pinheiro from Portugal in the red. Goncalo Ferreira, of course, is our local wildcard.
Yep.
Is in the white singlet. Helen Lorio from Brazil in yellow. And Rui Pereira, also a wildcard originally